Planning a trip to Jamaica and wondering if there's actually anything worth leaving your plush all-inclusive resort for? You know, beyond the beach loungers and that third plate of jerk chicken? Well, here's your answer. These are the 10 must-see attractions in Jamaica for 2025, plus a bonus spot most people totally miss, served up in no particular order. From iconic waterfalls to bars in the middle of the sea, we've rounded up the places that are actually worth your time and your sandals. Let's start with number 10, Dunn's River Falls in Ocho Rios. Some places get hyped and fall flat. Dunn's River Falls isn't one of them. The falls stretch about 600 feet, but it's not just the size that makes it special. It's how the water flows down these smooth, natural steps. It almost feels like a staircase carved by the island itself. And yeah, you can climb it. Start at the bottom, hold on to your group, and make your way up with the water rushing around your legs. It's not hard, and the guides keep things moving at a pace that works for everyone. It's more fun than it is difficult. If you'd rather stay dry, there's a path that runs alongside the falls, so you can still take in the view without getting soaked. It's open every day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are $25 for adults and $17 for kids aged 4 to 12. You can buy them online to skip the line at the entrance. Guided climbs are included. And yes, there are lockers, changing rooms, and snack bars right there, so you're not stuck without the basics. Try to avoid Wednesdays. That's cruise ship day, and it gets pretty crowded fast. Weekends can be busy too. If you want to beat the rush, go early on a weekday. Bring water shoes. The rocks are slick. And if you've got a waterproof camera or a GoPro, it's a good idea to bring it. At number 9 is 7 Mile Beach, Negril. Now, this is one of those places that shows up in your daydreams when you're stuck in traffic or staring out a rainy window. A long stretch of soft white sand, coconut trees leaning just right, and that calm blue-green water that makes you forget what day it is. You can swim, snorkel, or just lay back and let the sun do its thing. Out in the shallow water, don't be surprised if you spot a few angelfish gliding by, or even a stingray. Everything moves slow here, and that's kind of the point. Beach bars playing reggae, locals strolling past with fruit or handmade jewelry, people from all over the world just relaxing. No rush, no schedule, just beach. And if you're someone who needs a little more to do, you're covered. There's parasailing, jet skiing, paddleboarding, plenty to keep you moving if lounging isn't your style. 7 Mile Beach is still stunning, but it is changing. Hurricanes and rising sea levels have chipped away at some parts, especially down on the southern end. That said, the bigger resorts and hotel zones have managed to hold onto their wide stretches of sand. Find a shady spot under a palm tree and just take it all in. Get in the water, whether you're swimming, snorkeling, or floating on your back, eyes closed. Grab something cold, a red stripe, a rum punch, maybe even a coconut if someone's got one on ice. And don't skip the sunset. At number 8 is the Blue Hole, also known as Secret Falls, just outside Ocho Rios. Hidden deep in the rainforest, the Blue Hole is made up of bright blue pools, cascading waterfalls, and thick greenery in every direction. The kind of place where the water looks like it was created by AI, but it hasn't. And this isn't your polished, cruise ship-ready stop. This is for folks who like a little dirt on their shoes and don't mind getting wet for the view. Jump off cliffs if you're brave. Swing into the water like you're in an action movie. Or just float in those cool, clear pools and let time slow down a little. Local guides are on site and know the terrain like family land. They'll keep things safe and show you the best spots. It's all part of the White River Valley, formed by underground rivers and limestone erosion. So if you're into geology, this one's got layers. Water levels change with the season. So depending on when you go, some pools might be deeper or shallower, but always worth a trip. Pack water shoes, the rocks can be slippery. Bring cash for the guides and vendors. This spot isn't swiping credit cards. Set aside a half day for this one. Coming in at number 7 is the Bob Marley Museum in Kingston. Now, if you're even thinking about skipping this one, don't. Just don't. The Bob Marley Museum isn't just some overhyped tourist trap. It's the actual house where Bob lived, wrote, and recorded some of the most iconic music in history, right there at 56 Hope Road in Kingston. The moment you walk through the gates, you can feel it. The energy's still there, like the walls remember the music. You'll step through the same rooms he lived in, see his guitars, his clothes, even his bed. It's personal, but not in a sad way. It's more like walking through someone's legacy with the speakers still humming. And they didn't stop at just putting stuff behind glass. There's an 80-seat theater, a record store, and a cozy little spot called One Love Cafe if you're craving something to eat afterwards. Want to go all in? The One Love Tour takes you to the legendary Tough Gong studio where hits like Redemption Song were born. That one gives you chills. They're open Monday to Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Guided tours are a solid move. It adds a context and a little extra storytelling magic. Everything's well preserved, but it still feels like a home, not a museum trying too hard. Now, if you're thinking, well, I'm not a super fan, don't worry. This place isn't just for diehards. It's for anyone who's ever tapped their foot to a Marley song or just wants to feel a little closer to the soul of Jamaica. At number 6 is Negril Cliffs and Rick's Cafe in Negril. The Negril Cliffs stretch out along Jamaica's western coast, and the views from up there, unreal, especially at sunset when the sky flips to fire and the whole Caribbean starts looking like a Bob Ross painting. But you don't have to be staying at one of the high-end resorts nearby to enjoy it. The real heart of the action is Rick's Cafe. It's been holding things down for over 45 years. Food, drinks, live reggae, and front row seats to one of the best sunsets you'll ever see. But let's talk about the main event, cliff jumping. We're not talking about dipping your toes in the pool. We're talking full send into the sea. The jumps range from 10 feet to about 35, depending on how brave or impulsive you're feeling. And yes, people really do it. Locals, tourists, even that one grandpa who's clearly braver than the rest of us. And if you're not feeling the leap, totally fine. There are calm, swimmable spots nearby for anyone who prefers their water adventures a little closer to sea level. Rick's Cafe is still one of the liveliest spots around, and that sunset view, still undefeated. Live music is pretty much a guarantee, especially as the sun goes down. It gets packed around sunset, so show up a little early if you want a good seat and a cool drink before the crowd rolls in. Sliding into number 5 is YS Falls in St. Elizabeth. If Dunn's River is the loud, popular cousin that always steals the show, YS Falls is the quieter one with a hammock and a secret stash of mangoes. It's peaceful, it's lush, and it's one of the best places to unwind on Jamaica's south coast. Tucked away on a working cattle and horse farm, the drive out there alone is worth it. Green hills, sugarcane fields, and that slowed down, old school Jamaica vibe. Once you arrive, it's 7 tiers of cascading waterfalls, spring-fed pools that stay cool even in the heat, and jungle green scenery that feels like something out of a travel magazine. You can climb beside the falls on stone steps, wade through the shallow pools, or do the classic rope swing into the water like you're in your own adventure movie. And if you're craving a little more action, they've got a zip line that cuts through the canopy and lets you sail right over the falls. It's quick, but the views are unbeatable. They're open Tuesday through Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., closed Mondays, so double check your plans before heading out. The grounds are super well maintained, clean restrooms, picnic areas, snack vendors, and landscaped walking paths. Traveling with a group? We recommend you book ahead. Reservations help them space things out, especially during the busy season. Take a dip in the natural pools. They're refreshing without freezing you out. Grab the rope swing if you're feeling playful, or just sit back and watch others take the plunge. Bring some food or grab a bite there, then stretch out in the gardens or by the riverbank and just relax. Next up at number 4 is the Blue Mountains and Blue Mountain Coffee, Eastern Jamaica. The moment you head up into the Blue Mountains, everything just slows down. The air's cooler up there. The clouds hang low over the ridges, and if you catch a clear morning, you might just see all the way to Cuba. That's how high up you are. Over 7,400 feet above sea level in the island's tallest mountain range. But it's not just about the views. The Blue Mountains are home to some of the richest biodiversity on the island. Rare birds, wild orchids, and thick green trails that wind through misty hills. And tucked into those hills, some of the best coffee in the world. You'll find small plantations still doing things the old way. Hand-picking beans, roasting them in small batches, and serving up cups so smooth and strong, they'll ruin your usual coffee for good. A lot of these farms offer tours, and yes, tastings are included. And if you're feeling adventurous, there's the sunrise hike to Blue Mountain Peak. It's a bit of a challenge, but watching the first light spill over the island from up there is something truly amazing. The mountains are open year-round for hiking, biking, and birdwatching. Bring a jacket. Mornings can be chilly up there. Several estates offer full coffee tours with tastings and light meals. Some even have guest houses if you want to stay overnight. Trails range from easy strolls to the tougher summit climbs, so you've got options no matter your pace. Sliding into number 3 is Reach Falls, Portland. Tucked deep in the montane forest of the John Crow Mountains, to reach Reach Falls, you'll follow a short, shaded trail through thick greenery until the sound of water starts pulling you in. And then suddenly, there it is. A soft, wide waterfall spilling into clear green pools that look like they were hand-painted. Right at the base, there's a heart-shaped spot locals call the jacuzzi pool. It catches the sun just right, and the water swirls around you like it knows you needed this. It's calm and cooling, the kind of quiet that gets into your bones. But don't let the peace fool you. There's adventure if you want it. You can slip behind the falls, wade through hidden grottos, and explore underwater caves with a local guide who knows every twist and turn. It's safe, but just wild enough to give you that little jolt of, yep, I'm really doing this. There are also over 20 species of ferns, plus all kinds of birds weaving through the trees. And because it doesn't draw the big crowds, the whole experience feels a little more personal. Water shoes are your best friend. Those rocks stay slick no matter how careful you are. This isn't a place to rush. Bring a towel, take your time, and let it work its magic. There's no big entrance, show, or loud music. Just you, the water, and whatever you bring with you. Next up at number 2 is Floyd's Pelican Bar, Parity Bay, St. Elizabeth. Floyd's isn't your average watering hole. In fact, it's not even on land. This bar is plopped right in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, built entirely out of driftwood and good intentions, floating on a sandbar about 3/4 of a mile off Jamaica's south coast. To get there, you've got to hop a boat from Treasure Beach or Parity Bay. No roads, no shortcuts. Just you, the breeze, and 15 minutes of open water to clear your head before you even take a sip. By the time you pull up, you're already halfway relaxed. The vibe at Floyd's is simple. A cold red stripe or a rum punch, and maybe a few rounds of dominoes with whoever's hanging around. And if you're hungry, they'll grill up fresh fish, whatever just came out of the sea that morning. No menus, no pretense, just real food made fresh out of where the pelicans watch you like it's their place. Because let's be honest, it kinda is. And the view? 360 degrees of ocean in every direction. It's the kind of calm that sneaks up on you. No music blasting, no vendors shouting, just waves, breeze, and the occasional laugh from the other folks who made the boat trip out. You've got to earn it. No road access, just a boat ride and a little salt in your hair. It's laid back without trying to be. No dress code, no timeline, just show up and be. And yeah, there's no Wi-Fi, but you'll survive a few hours without it. Actually, you'll love it. And rounding out our list at number 1 is the Black River Safari in St. Elizabeth. If you really want to close out your Jamaican trip the right way, make time for the Black River Safari. This river, one of the longest in Jamaica, goes straight through the landscape that feels almost untouched. The boat glides through thick mangrove tunnels, the branches curling over the water like they've been there for centuries, because they have. And yes, there are crocodiles, big ones. But they mostly just lounge in the sun, living their best lives. You stay in the boat, they stay in the water, nobody gets eaten. And bird lovers, this one's for you. Egrets and herons and all kinds of feathered locals dart through the trees. Meanwhile, your guide drops some history and nature facts that somehow make the whole ride even better. Most tours pair this with a stop at Waterfalls, so you get 2 experiences in one: a peaceful cruise through the wild and a waterfall you can actually cool off in afterwards. Small group tours are still around, so it's not one of those cattle call excursions. The ecosystem's thriving, clean water, healthy mangroves, and lots of wildlife. Bundling it with Waterfalls means you're getting a full day of nature, history, and adventure. The Luminous Lagoon, Falmouth, Trelawney. The Luminous Lagoon is one of those rare spots on Earth where the water glows in the dark, literally. Thanks to bioluminescent microorganisms, every splash lights up electric blue. It's like nature's own light show, and it never gets old. You'll take a short boat ride out into the lagoon, and when the guide says it's safe to jump in, do it. The water's warm, the glow is unreal, and it's one of those things you'll try to explain to your friends later and realize you kinda had to be there. Tours run at night, obviously. That's when the magic happens. Swimming is totally safe and highly recommended. Bring a towel and wear something light. You're not going to want to just sit in the boat for this one. Here's the thing that most people don't realize about Jamaica. It's not just beaches, buffets, and margaritas. It's also cliffs and coffee farms, waterfalls and driftwood bars. It's wild in all the right ways and peaceful when you need it most. So out of these spots, which one's calling your name? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this video helped you figure out what's worth stepping off the resort for, please do us a favor and tap on those like and subscribe buttons. Until then, safe travels and one love.